welcome to this evening live session. As you can tell, it's a little bit different this time because we just came up with the idea to also show you in a live session another area that is also existing inside our daily practices and inside our daily life here inside the temple. And I think the best way to just also give you an introduction what all of this is about, maybe Sofian. Sofian, he has been a long time and for many years here inside the temple. He's a very well respected visitor from us, and at the same time, once he's here, he's also taking over all type of areas that is related to tea. And therefore, Sofian, maybe you can just introduce yourself a little bit. And then also we have this book here, for example, with the title Tea Medicine. So what is it, for example, that you would like to just share with the people? How come, for example, how did you came on this path of spending a lot of your lifetime just all around tea?
In tea, there is a saying: when you seek the leaf is seeking you. We can translate also this like, when we seek nature, nature is seeking us. Why? Because again, there is no separation. So when we open ourselves to life, to nature, to ourselves, things come very easily to us in a way. The knowledge we seek somehow, the peace we're all seeking. I personally, discovered tea, it was like 6 years ago, when I was volunteering to a place where I go now every year. So this is where I met my teacher, which wrote the book Tea Medicine. His name is Wude. And for me, the first time she found me, tea, we say. I say, it was very clear. Like, I was not, it's really difficult to explain these things. But when I found myself like drinking tea for the first time, things were just so synchronized, so clear. And it was for me the perfect tool to build bridge with people, and to bring, to help myself and help people around me to go toward what we look for, let's say, in Buddhism, which is this meditative mind, meditative state. So it got me deeper and deeper into meditation. In this way, we say tea is a medicine because it helps to harmonize the mind, the body and the spirit. It helps to harmonize the chi in the body, and also in tea we say it awakens Shen, the spirit, because it brings a sense of peace, of tranquility.
And how often, for example, during a day, in your personal practice, how often are you drinking tea?
I drink tea every day, almost. I drink tea every day. Sometimes a few times a day. I try to stick to this routine where every morning when I wake up I drink some bowls of tea, and then I start my day. That's how I like to start my day. Yeah. And sometimes closing the day like this also is very nice. It's very very good transition. You know, you start the day peacefully, and then at the end of the day you clean yourself with the gel. You take this time to transition into sleep, into rest. It's very nice too.
Now, for example, a few months ago or a few years ago, I was also making a small tea ceremony.
Yep.
But I used like the Kung Fu teapots, yeah, that you see here. Let's take this one. This is even still a quite big one. Yeah. And here behind you we have the smaller ones, you know. But now the way of how you have prepared the tea, so which means you are using right away like a bigger bowl. Can you say or tell maybe a little bit, so what is the idea behind the tea lineage that you have learned? So because there behind you, maybe you can take one of the smaller cups. Around China, around the ancient, you actually find like these very, very tiny cups, and in comparison to the bigger ones, you see there's a huge difference in size. So what can you say, for example, about this lineage?
Well, of course there are many traditions of tea, many ways of serving tea. This is what we call bowl tea right now. We're drinking with bowl. This are indeed a cup more suitable for Kung Fu tea, which is another way for brewing tea. In the lineage I learned from, the teacher, he recommended to start the practice with bowl tea. The first step actually is what we call leaves in a bowl. So you would have a bowl like this, and you would just put some loose leaf inside and hot water. You would pour some water and you would drink like this. This is called side handle right now, because the tea we are drinking right now, the show tea, require to have a side handle. But some tea, we call them leaves in a bowl. You just put some leaves, you pour hot water, and you sit with your tea. This is the most simple, the most ancient way of drinking tea. This is the foundation of the practice. Because when we drink tea in this simple way, we allow ourselves to forget about everything in a way, to forget about the refinement. What matters the most when we drink tea in this way is the cultivation of the heart mind, the state of simplicity, of accepting things as they are. We don't look for the perfect water temperature and things like this. It's cultivating this foundation of simplicity. And when we have a strong foundation of simplicity, from here we can go on and refine again and again. So bowl tea, Kung Fu tea is another way. Then we also have the people know most commonly whisk tea, like matcha. All of these are different methods. But in all of these methods, the most important is the cultivation of the heart, the cultivation of the state of mind from which we are pouring the tea and receiving the tea.
Now, for example, when you say it's very important during the practice to take the heart or the intentions into the practice. So if somebody asks you, what do you mean by putting the heart into the practice, by putting the intention into the practice? So how would you explain it to someone who just said that, or who just sees that you are spending right now, let's say almost 7, 8, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's even longer, 10 minutes just to prepare tea, and then afterwards, I mean, we're lucky now, we have a little bit bigger bowl, but sometimes you only have like the small cup.
Yeah.
So why would somebody spend so much time in just preparing the tea?
Yeah. Because tea is actually bigger than what you may think in the first time. When we say tea, at least from my part, we're not referring to just the drink. Why? Because actually the leaves are coming from a specific environment. They're coming from the earth, the sun. They're coming from the human being who processed it. So actually when we refer to tea, we refer to nature. So by taking time to prepare tea, we are taking time to be with nature, to be with ourselves. Because I repeat this again, and I will repeat it as much as needed, but there is no separation between us and nature. So when we talk about tea, we talk about ourselves in a way. So we take the time to prepare ourselves, actually, to cultivate ourselves.
Yes, so maybe you also see, sometimes I'm looking here to the left side, it's because I'm reading a little bit what you are writing into the chat, and therefore right now it's also a possibility for you, if you have any type of questions, whether it is related to the tea practice, or also if it's related to any physical practices that, for example, we had this morning. And once again, sometimes it just happens, we don't know why, but yeah, sometimes there are just some technical issues, so apologies for that. But right now, if you would like to have any type of questions, then please feel free, write it down into the chat, and while you are putting out the questions, the both of us here are just gonna enjoy some tea. So yes.
And if I may add in between, when we drink tea, we learn actually, we learn to listen. This is one of the pillars of the practice, is learning to listen. Because again, in this world, there's so much noise. So it's very, very important to take time to make space to listen to yourself, to have some moment of silence, so you can really hear what's inside of you in this way. So again, we drink tea just for the sake of drinking tea, you know.
Sophia, many people are asking, what type of tea are we drinking?
Yes.
What type of tea are existing?
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, just go around and show them a little bit. So what type of different teas are existing, and maybe also, maybe we can take it out and see the different leaves.
Yes.
Yeah, and so people can also get really
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So like I said, the tea we are drinking right now is pure tea. I'm going to show you actually how it looks like, and we're going to go through different teas. Oh.
You can make like small cups and just
Like this.
put them out, yeah.
Yeah.
So people can see it.
This one.
Okay, so meanwhile, one of the questions that I also read at the moment was, why is the last live session and why is this live session right now under the slogan, time to move on? Well, because sometimes the emphasis of what we are sharing out into the world is changing. Everything's changing anyway. And which means when it comes to the introduction of, let's say, the physical arts, the introduction of the martial arts, meaning Kung Fu practice, Qigong practice, Tai Chi Chuan practice, all of these three, they are one way. They are one way, they are one bridge, they are one approach in order, like I mentioned this morning, to find something out. And what it actually is that we want to try and find out, why many of us teachers are spending their lifetime in studying, in discovering, and in also to educate ourselves, is, I'm not sure if you can see it, Sofian, just a moment, thanks to this person behind us. Yes, so, that one. And this statue is a statue of Bodhidharma, or also sometimes called Dharmo. It's the first patriarch of the Zen Buddhism, and he's actually the one who founded Zen Buddhism, or in Chinese called Chan Buddhism. So therefore, one of your homeworks, if you are more interested into what is all of this about, why is it sometimes about Buddhism, why is it sometimes about martial arts, why is it now suddenly about tea, maybe one day it is going to be about calligraphy. So how come all of these things fit together and are also being practiced and are being shared partially with you? What is the emphasis of it? And time to move on simply means to give you more ideas that everything that in the last 11 years we primarily started sharing with martial arts. It's very nice, it's very fine, we are still going to continue this path, because using your body as a tool to still prepare yourself for something, it's very, very similar to what this type of practice is also doing. So the question is, what is the reason why you practice martial arts? This type of martial arts merge together with the state of mind that continuously all our teachers are telling you. It's about the state of mind. Watch the state of mind, watch your intentions, watch inside yourself, look into your heart. And just now, today, you also heard, yes, look inside your heart, because it's not important what you do. It's not important if you do Kung Fu, if you do Qigong, if you do Tai Chi Chuan, if you do dancing, if you do swimming, if you play football, if you go to work, if you drive the car, if you drink tea. It's not the what. It's in which state of being are you doing all these things. And yes, now I see Sofian already prepared some sample teas for you. So let me just finish my cup, and then we will go a little bit into detail about the different type of teas. So also another question, a little bit training related. Somebody just asking, out of the 3 practices that you find, for example, the Shaolin Jin or the Shaolin Yi, which one of those should you practice in order to recover your body more quickly or more efficiently? And well, if you know a little bit about the history of how Jin or Yi Jin were developed, I make it now very, very simple. So Yi Jin is the complete, it's the full set, which is consisting of different exercises tackling all areas of the body. But in order to learn this set, first of all, you need to learn it properly from a teacher, and you cannot just learn it by watching a video. Of course, you can copy the movements, but it's not going to be enough, and it also doesn't do enough justice for the effects and for the benefits of what this type of muscle tendon change can do for you. But in order to really grasp the essence, in order to start understanding more about what type of layer is it that is being trained on the body, I would suggest you need to find a teacher who is able to teach you, for example, any type of Qigong set. It's not enough to just copy it. And because this type of set is so deep and not so easy to learn, therefore along the line Jin was developed, which is a little bit a minimized spec version of the Yi Jin. So depending on how much time do you like to invest in learning something that is going to be beneficial for you, this is ultimately what is going to determine whether you learn Jin or Yi Jin. But one suggestion, anyhow, there are plenty of exercises existing, meanwhile completely freely shared through the social medias, but at some point you are not going to be able to go deeper and really grasp the essence of these practices if you do not find a teacher who can transmit this type of knowledge or these type of practices one-to-one, from heart to you. Same like in all lineages that are existing in this world. That's why everywhere, even within the field of tea ceremony, even Sofian, he has a tea master. Of course, everybody, all of us, we have to master whichever path it is. We have to master it for ourselves. So on the one side, you all are masters that you need to bring out your mastery. But still there must be someone who is able to guide you the way. And therefore, wherever you are, whichever country you are situated in, whatever you're interested in, find somebody who can guide you and lead you along the way. Good. So, Sofian, then, for example, what type of tea did you prepare for us?
So, I will make it easier for you. Here we have 3 samples of tea. So for the people asking, the tea we are drinking right now is this one, as you can see. It's very small, how do you say, let's say pieces of leaves, very small. That's why we need a pot to brew it inside. And this is the tea we are drinking, actually. So, chaud pour tea. This is a kind of very earthy grounding tea to make it very simple and general. It's a perfect tea for me when it's really cold and rainy day, like this.
Just give me the pot there. Yeah, so it's a very dark brew, yes?
Yes. Yeah.
Very dark and
Very earthy.
very earthy, yes.
Yeah. Very good for grounding.
Mm,
And it's very heartwarming. That's why I love it when it's raining. Next one is this one. So this is some oolong tea. It's called Sweet Dreams.
Ooh, sweet dreams.
Yes, GABA oolong. It's a special kind of oolong because GABA refers to some kind of molecules from the brain related to dreams and things.
Mm-hmm.
So this tea is like very calming, let's say, for the night. Hop. Yeah, just. This is a nice oolong tea to drink in the evening. Before.
And like, which color does this tea then ultimately have when you brew it?
This one is light, yeah, like a green, light green. I mean, then it depends on you, really. You know, some people have different tendencies. So yeah, that's why in the tradition we say, you know, you have to experience by yourself, really. This is the best way. And this is one of my favorite tea, this one. This is what we call loose leaf tea. Like you say, it's like big leaf, big dry leaf.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I started my tea journey with, in a way. This tea is a perfect tea to drink leaves in a bowl. So how would you do? Let's say you buy a little bit of this tea.
So this one right now
This is elevation.
It's a
Red
tea, yes?
Yeah, it's a red tea from Taiwan, Sun Moon Lake region.
Mm-hmm.
And this tea comes from old gross tea tree.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing we tend to forget is that tea is a plant, is a tree which grow wide in the forest, in the mountain. And so it can be like really a big tree, big ancient tea tree. It's not only small bushes, let's say. So this tea is coming from a very old tea tree.
Yeah. And now maybe you said this is the way how you started, right?
Yeah.
So which means if people in the very beginning, they don't know what should they everything buy, do they like need a side handle, or do they need like a kung fu pot, or do they need like a Buddha statue? Yeah, so, or what is it that like in the very beginning you think is necessary?
Yeah, this is what you need. A bowl. Any kind of bowl. This bowl are called grey monk bowl. They are made by a potter, which his name is Peter. He is also a student of tea. He's part of the tradition. He's doing a lot of teaware for tea in the community.
Oh.
He made this too. Yeah. He made a special order, actually, grey monk bowl. He was inspired by Korean monk when he was visiting monastery. And so to pay respect to them, he created this kind of bowls. This is the foundation. Yeah.
Now I see, for example, up there you have quite a selection of different bowls.
Yeah.
Can you maybe just show, for example, what type of other bowls there are existing?
Yeah. Try, let's see. This one too. Yeah. Because, yeah. Okay. So, look, these 3 balls, they are grey monk ball.
Those three.
Yeah, they're all unique pieces, handmade unique pieces.
So there's not one cup similar.
There is not one cup similar to the other. They are from the same family, but they are all unique bowls.
Is there a reason why there's like a universe inside?
Like the spiral of life, of course. You know, everything is in movement in nature. So this is like paying homage to this, to the essential law of nature. Yeah. This is another kind of bowl he is making. Yellow cork bowl.
Yellow cork is called. Huh?
Yeah. So this are called bowl, you know, big bowl to drink tea. And when we are drinking tea the Kung Fu way, then people, most of the time, I mean, always, that's the foundation of Kung Fu, you are drinking tea in Kung Fu cup, which is small cup. This is a porcelain cup.
Mm-hmm.
This one too.
Yeah, but this is a cheap one.
Yeah. And this is an antique one from Qing Dynasty. It's coming from also the tea house from my teacher. It's very, I mean, I say it now, but because it connects to many things. But that's not the point to get lost with this, but everything you use in tea affect the tea.
Yes, there was, for example, a question now.
Yeah.
I just saw. People ask, so what about the water quality?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
what type of water are you using? And then sometimes behind there I see you have like water prepared and filtered sometimes already.
Yes.
So what is your thought on, are your thoughts on the water quality?
Yeah. Well, this is part of the way of tea. Cha Dao, the way of tea, which is a way of living. So, sorry. So, because you love tea, when you love something, when you love someone, you want the best for them. You want the best quality. So, you are educating yourself about everything which connects to them, you know. If you have child, you want the best thing for them. So, you educate yourself to give them the best influence, let's say. Same with tea. Like I said, everything influences the tea. The quality of the teaware, the water, because you know water is like a mirror, we say, on all levels. But most importantly, what is affecting the tea the most is also your state of mind, like we said before, your heart. You know, if I'm stressed and I serve you tea like this, it's different than if I'm just very peaceful and calm. The energy which I put into the cup, which my hand is touching, is completely different. So that's one thing. But on the other hand, like we say, the foundation is called lives in the bowl. One of the pillars of tea is simplicity.
So how would be the easiest way right now if somebody's interested to also have their personal small tea ceremony every day,
Yes.
learning how to cultivate the heart
Yeah.
together with the practice? What is it that is needed?
So, optional, a small Buddha,
No, I think it's essential.
essential.
If they have it inside, then not.
It's-
Elsewise, they need it.
Essential is to remember your Buddha nature, which is what we are making space for, actually, when we drink tea, yes. By sitting and drinking tea, we're making space for the cloud of the mind to go away. So the great blue sky of our Buddha nature can just be, can be realized in a way. Remember. So to start your tea practice, one bowl. Hopefully from my friend, it's okay. Very nice bowl. Because, there is a difference between a bowl from IKEA and a bowl which is made by a person who drinks tea and who has the intention for you to drink tea with this bowl. That's also connected. But that's okay. You just need one bowl and some tea. You have some water. And like I said, simplicity is key in tea. In the beginning, you do with what you have. I mean, seriously, take this very seriously, please. Don't let yourself be distracted by your mind or anything, by your desires and things. Start very simple, just one bowl, just some tea and some water. If you don't have kettles and things like this, of course it's okay. You have a boiler. You do with what you have. So then you just sit. You just sit, you have your tea. One thing you can do is one of the first steps, let's say. You can bring the tea to your heart, the magnetic field of your heart, however you want to say this. And you can put some intention, you can, give some gratitude for tea. You can just simply take some deep breaths. And when you feel that you are calm, then, you take some leaves, just a little bit. Hop. That's enough, that's more than enough. So you put some leaves like this. Then you have your water. Make sure when you're pouring water into your bowl, take minimum one deep breath. Make sure that you're pouring water with a calm and peaceful heart. My teacher is saying never ever 10 times ever pick the kettle until your heart is calm, because this is what you will put inside your bowl. So you relax yourself. You pour the water. And that's it. And here you have your first bowl of tea. We would recommend to hold the bowl with 2 hands for many reasons. This also you will experience by yourself. One of the reasons is like it's more, let's say, harmonious, graceful. It makes a lot of difference when we do things with one hand, or when we put both hands and we connect the two sides. And then you hold the bowl close to your heart, and that's it. Every day. You just sit, you just appreciate wherever you are, whether you are in the city, if you have the chance to be in nature. You just sit quietly. You connect with the tea, with yourself. This is good tea. I mean, seriously. I love this one. So that's all you need. One bowl, a bag of tea, and some water. And then you just sit silently. What you can start doing, every morning you wake up, you open a little bit your body, you wash your face, and then you sit for some time. 3 bowls. One for the Buddha, one for the Dharma, and one for the Shanga, minimum. And it reminds me also how tea connects to martial art and meditation and this. Because in the tradition we say also, we're talking about the 3 jewels, the 3 treasures, which can be seen as Buddha, Dhamma, Shanga. And also on a practical level, we can say, we say meditation, tea, and Qigong, or any martial art. So we have stillness, movement, and movement in stillness, stillness and in movement. This would be the 3 pillars. the 3 pillars of practice to bring stability in your daily life. If you can really practice this, then you just become so strong. Then the world will have definitely less and less influence toward yourself. So yeah, that would be it, how to start.
And you mentioned before the word Cha Dao.
Yes.
The way of the tea, which is also a traditional expression sometimes for, let's say for this very particular approach to life. So how would you say, what does it mean for you, the way of tea? What comes to your mind when you hear about the way of tea?
Yeah.
And what does it have to do with the life that nowadays we're in the 21st century? There's the way of 8 billion people, and then there's the way of tea. So what is it that people can learn from the way of tea?
Like I said, for me, the way of tea means the way of nature, basically. Because again, tea is nature, is yourself. So the way of tea is the way of yourself. So it's learning about yourself. Because when you know yourself, then you can navigate. You know your capacity, and you can navigate more adequately in this world. So for me, what comes to my mind is like nature. So it's like slowing down in a way in this very fast consuming, entertaining world. It's about having break. It's about slowing down. Why? Because we see in nature, the slower, the longer the animals live, let's say, like turtles, things like this. Because again, tea is nature, and we say all tea lessons are life lessons, and all life lessons are tea lessons. I say this because through tea, we're studying nature. We're studying the cycle of nature. Because we are in a world, yes, 21st century, we are in this, very fascinating world. But this world is founded on the reality of nature. So tomorrow this world can collapse, but nature still remains. So we better be in touch with nature rather than with the world. That would be one thing. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. So, and also some of you maybe that have that know us already for some time, on a few months or years ago, we actually published a whole little workbook that had the name The Way of the Tea. Session for all of you, so whenever you will have time you can rewatch it, or also share this video maybe with your friends, with your relatives,